Hi, it's Michael Jake. Back for part 2 of how to wholesale your first house deal. Now in the last video we talked briefly how to back yourself into a buyer's list for free, how to find the right areas, and how to contact the sellers. So now once we get a hold of the homeowner, basically our job is to find out, one, if they want to sell, and if they're interested in selling, how can we get the best deal possible. So again, you can use Google in the tax rolls. Go to the tax rolls, see who owns the property from the tax rolls and the property owner. Go to one of these reverse phone number services like whitepages.com, anyhow.com, 411.com. There's several out there. Now, I mean, you could pick up the phone is typically the quickest way. Again, ask them if they're interested in selling. Just say, I was driving around the neighborhood, noticed your house, I'm looking to purchase something in the area, would you consider selling it? So if the homeowner is interested, say, listen, obviously it doesn't look like you're living in the house. How would I go about getting in it to take a look? Okay, or you just want to start asking them a little bit of open-ended questions. You know, your who, what, when, where, why, how. Let them open up. Build some rapport with the person. The more rapport you're going to build with the person, the more likely they're going to open up and really tell you what the real situation is. The more they tell you, you can tell, the more comfortable they are with dealing with you. And ultimately, what we want to get down to is what will you take for the property? And is that the best you can do? You know, what will you take if we can pay you all cash and close in a week? Now that might scare you, especially if you don't even know who's going to buy it yet. But what we're going to do is show you how to put together a really good deal. So if you know you can get the house tied up for this price, you know you're going to find a buyer. It's just as simple as that. In fact, we already talked about how to build a buyer, how to figure out what they're willing to buy, what they're willing to pay for it. So we already know. Okay, now we got a live one. We got somebody who's interested in selling. How do we, I guess, determine what kind of repairs the house is going to need so we know what numbers we need to come in at? Okay, now we need some type of a service to figure out what comparable sales are. Now in my particular county, El Paso County, Colorado, our tax records are pretty detailed. We can look up there. Often they have comparable sales right there. It's a free resource. RealQuest is another good resource. That's typically a fee website for comparables. Now, one of the title companies I deal with, First American Heritage Title Company, if you're a client of theirs, they'll offer you a free RealQuest account. So that's normally like $60 to $100 per county. So I can get several counties for free just by going through my title company. One of my platinum mentoring students who used to work for a title company, they use another service called Value Check. Or Value Check Online. This is a similar service. So some cases you might be able to get the information for free, other cases you might have to pay for it, but what you got to know is, what are houses like that selling for in top condition? That's what we use our comp service for. Once we know our starting price, or the after repaired value, ARV for short, very common we'll use ARV. We determine what's the ARV, what's our repairs. How do we know what the repairs are? Well, if you're starting from brand new, go spend a weekend at Home Depot. Okay, go grab some of the business cards. Go figure out what it costs to replace a basic starter home kitchen, a starter home bathroom, paint, carpet. What do those things cost? And typically, I just lump the total repair cost into a bucket. 5 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand. What's it going to be? I'm just going to kind of get close, get in the ballpark, lump it into a $5,000 bucket, and that's the chunk I'm going to take off for repairs. Now, typically, you're going to take the after repaired value, you're going to multiply it. Most buyers are looking on LTV, okay, loan to value. A percentage of value of what the house is ultimately worth. So most buyers are looking in the 70% minus repairs range. So if we've got, easy math, $100,000 house needs $10,000 in work. Okay, 70% of 100 is 70. We back out 10 for the repairs. That puts us at 60. So what do we need to do to make a profit on this? We need to buy it at 50. Okay, I like to make at least 10 grand. Now I'm not too proud to make 5 on one, but I'm going to shoot for a $50,000 offer and then have some wiggle room on that to come up maybe to 55. That way I'm going to guarantee myself a $5,000 wholesale profit. Now, Once we get our buyer to agree to a $55,000 or $50,000 purchase price, or maybe even better in some cases, what we're going to do is we got to tie it up. Okay, we got to use a purchase and sale agreement, and that purchase and sale agreement needs to be assignable. Okay, if we're dealing with individuals, very easy. It's just, you can do basic 101 and/or assigns after your name, or you can use a little bit better paperwork that covers you under different circumstances. Mine's a little stronger, but it's still, my paperwork's only like a 3-page buy-sell agreement. Once you get it tied up, you fax that over to your title company. That'll start the escrow process. They'll start and check title. Now, typically, once I get this under contract, I pick up the phone. I'm going to call my top 5 or better buyers off the top of my head. I'm going to call them before I even get back to the house or before the title company even gets the contract. I'm going to let them know that deal exists, and I'm going to give them first crack at it. Once I get back to my office, at that point, I'm going to let all my buyers know. Sometimes I'll use some technology like voice blast. I'll use an email blast. Sometimes when I got started, I just picked up the phone and called everybody I knew. Got everybody out there. I'd get a lockbox on the house. I'd basically say, go buy it, take a look first. If you like it, I'll get you in there. In some cases now, if it's one of my regular buyers, I just give them the lockbox code and let them go in. Again, empty, vacant house. There's nothing in there. So once I get a buyer that says okie dokie, they like the deal, they're going to take it, we got to get together either by fax or in person to do an assignment agreement. So typically I'll write up, and this is a 1-page form. It's an assignment of contract. We're going to agree on the fee. We're going to agree on who's buying it, and we're going to refer to our original purchase and sale agreement. I fax that over to the title company, and that's pretty much it. Now, in some cases, if it's a new buyer, I'm going to get an earnest money deposit. If it's one of my regular buyers, honestly, I don't even worry about it. I know they're good for it. Now, I do go to close typically. If it's an out-of-area owner, I don't even necessarily need to do that. You can basically just have your buyer cut you a check when you do the assignment. Now, in some cases, the buyer's going to want to know they've got good title, so you might wait to get your check until after we at least know it's good title. Okay, but that's really as simple as it is. Okay, you got to find the buyers, find the right areas, find the right target properties, get them tied up. Once you get them tied up, you get the paperwork to the title company. You announce to your buyers list that you got the deal, how they can go see it, where it's at, what the numbers are, what the repairs are. Get them over there, figure out how to get them in, pick the first one that offers you earnest money if it's a first-time deal, or if it's somebody you know, just take one of the buyers that you're experienced with, get the assignment agreement, fax it over to the title company, and that's it. That's as simple as it is. What really freaks me out is that there are courses out there for $500, $1,000, $1,500. There's boot camps out there for even more than that on how to wholesale a house. And guys, don't freak out. It's not that hard. Okay, the hardest thing about this is finding the properties. Okay, and we already talked about how to do that. So I hope this helps you out. Hope this allows you to get out there, go find a house, go make some money wholesaling on your first deal, and start taking your business to the next level. All right, this is Mike from localmentor.com. I'll see you soon.